Hey, Al, this is John. I apologize it's taken so long to get part 2 out. Things have been crazy busy. But here it is.
It's called an inconvenience fee.
An inconvenience. You got a party at 12 axe throwing?
It's an inconvenience fee. What do we have on the tab front?
Okay. We've got a lot on the tab front.
We do.
Okay. You mean the tip tab?
Tip tab.
Tip tab.
Yep. And this is all you.
This is like something that's been so common. But no, Beckett's experienced it. Laura's experienced it. We've experienced it.
Okay.
I feel like you don't experience it because you just...
Everybody gives me the tip.
I know.
Just a tip, though. Go ahead.
Guys, listen.
Listen,
John doesn't pay
Linda.
us enough to work here, okay?
What? I pay you more than anywhere else. That's why you guys love it here.
Shh, people don't know that.
Okay.
Listen.
All right, yeah. I pay you $2.35 an hour plus tips.
Listen. If you're axe throwing and you ring up a $100 tab, it's okay not to tip. You're just axe throwing. It's fine. I mean, if you feel like you had good service and good demonstration, then feel free. But
I mean, we are entertaining.
yeah, but like if you're going to sit at the bar for 6 hours and ring up a 60, 70, 80, 100, $400 tab, I don't care how much it is, and you don't leave any tip, it's kind of fucked up.
Yes, it is. I wonder if my point of sale can add one automatically. You know, when you go to a restaurant, if it's over $80 or something like that, or if there's more than 4 people,
I think it's called what do they call that? A
coerced
convenience fee?
a convenience fee. Yeah. Is it? I wonder if my point of sale
Because
would
you
do
have inconvenienced the fuck out of me.
all night long. Yes. It's called an inconvenience fee.
Inconvenience. You got a party at 12 axe throwing?
It's an inconvenience fee.
And you never made
On
reservations?
one fucking lane.
Inconvenience.
Because you're too cheap to get more than one lane. You got 12 fucking people.
My favorite.
How did that go last night? Did
Fine.
you get 2 lanes?
No, they only wanted one.
Really?
They want to
Did
pay
they-
for 2.
Did
My
they
favorite
do
thing,
the
though,
lane price or the 15
lane.
Okay.
So, my favorite thing is not that it happened any time within the past week, but my favorite is when people will go and say, "Oh yeah, we got a group of 12 that is going to throw in. Okay, you guys only want one lane, right? One lane, right? It's 105, one lane. Yeah, we only need one. You know, we got some kids that are probably
Not
not going to
everybody's
throw very much.
throwing. That's what they say.
That's what they always say.
Yeah.
And then I walk back over there and they're spread out over 4 lanes.
Where do they get the axes?
Because people are over there throwing and then they leave them. They don't return them.
Yeah. Maybe we should have a sign that says
Return
axes
axes
to the
here.
bar. Yeah. We'll have a drop box.
A drop box for hanging on the wall.
Just drop it in there.
Yeah, unlike just grabbing them off the wall and throwing them.
Dude. That is rude as hell. We have a display, and they're, the expensive axes. So if you're a serious axe thrower, you buy these, and they're like $100, $150 a piece. And way back in the day, I was stocking them so you could buy them from here and whatnot. And a customer was here, and he just walked over and grabbed one off the wall. I wasn't here for this.
Yeah.
And he just started throwing.
Yeah, you literally missed, you were like, thank God I reminded you to go get the Georgia Beer Day glasses.
Oh my gosh, that's a story I didn't put in here. Yeah. So Friday night,
We're doing our usual.
we're doing our usual, which is typically going up the street to Alex because I like him, and he has 50-cent shrimp night or whatever. So we usually have a beer or two and eat some shrimp while everything kind of gets going here. The ladies have it under control. Totally trust them, and so we're over there, and I don't even know how we got talking about it, but Thomas is like, Georgia Beer Day is tomorrow and whatever. And I had the realization that I hadn't picked up my glasses yet for the next day.
Yeah, you thought it was the following weekend.
I thought it was the following weekend for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. And the issue was the Georgia Brewers Guild coordinates with this printer to do glasses. So you have to put in your order and whatever. But to save on the cost of the glasses and shipping, they distribute them to different breweries. Well, if you know Jessup, we are out in East Bumfrick compared to all the other breweries. They're all
That's right.
Savannah, Atlanta area or whatnot. And so I had to pick where I wanted mine to go. Thank God I didn't choose Atlanta. Because originally I was like, oh yeah, I could pick this one and I could go up and I could stay overnight and have a good time at some of the breweries and come back with my glasses.
Yeah.
So thankfully I chose Service Brewery in Savannah. So we're sitting there and I realized I have to fucking run to Savannah tonight. And
Mind you, it's already 6 o'clock.
it was 6 o'clock and they had in their email distribution thing, you got to pick them up by 9. And I was like, all right, I never ate shrimp so fast in my life.
Yeah, that was a very quick
Sucked
trip.
those down. We slammed our beers, sped walk back here, and then I jumped in my truck and I drove to Savannah.
And you missed out on an entire night of festivities.
I did. Yes.
Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yep. Catch Beck and I rewinding cameras.
Go ahead.
I go to press
I didn't
a
even
button.
put that in the notes.
I go to press a button on the camera and it's like admin login and it's like one of those like cheap Androids. If you own an Android,
yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Like cause you make my messages turn green. I like the blue, like iPhone blue messages. And it's like one of those things where you gotta like unlock your phone, but you gotta like drag
It's a
the
dot
cursor
pattern.
around.
It's a
Yeah.
dot pattern,
It's
yeah.
the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. So Becca's like, I think it goes this way. And then Carrie's like, no, it goes the other way. Oh, you've failed the attempt 3 times. You only have 2 more tries before getting locked out. And so like they're trying to call you to figure out
Yeah,
like
call me.
they're like admin password. I'm like, I am the damn admin. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, Becca's like, what's the password to get into the camera system? And I'm like, it's not a password. It's a pattern in my head.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to explain what it is. And, so I tell her what it is. And she's like, okay, I got in. So go ahead with your story.
We just had to rewind the camera for some shit.
What happened?
Well, customer comes and tells us, hey, I think someone threw up all over your bathroom door. So I'm like, okay. Which bathroom? She goes, both. I was like, what? Like, so
That
I
is
walked
some
back there.
projectile
Yeah,
vomiting, man.
I'm like, both, like, was she in, like, made it to the bathroom and then was trying to leave the bathroom and threw up on the back side of the door? Nope, it was on both doors.
The fronts.
The fronts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she went to one, it was locked, and then walked into the
That's
other. I don't
exactly
know.
what happened. Because I got a story of the person that was in there when it happened.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was in there?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember it. I don't remember who it was.
But anyway, moral of the story is,
Yeah, the moral of the story, some woman I clearly was trying to make it to the bathroom and grabbed a door and it was occupied. Mm-hmm. And then went to the other one. And clearly that one must have been occupied as well because she hit that door too.
yeah.
But
So you should
go
probably
ahead,
just go out to the beer garden or find a trash can or,
yeah, the trash can was right there.
Yeah.
Some people just don't know.
And then the employees discussing who's going to clean it up.
Yeah.
Was my favorite part.
Do you rock, paper, scissors it?
No, Becca's like, I don't want to deal with people up here anymore. I'm going to go clean it up.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Swear to God. She was already, it was already her bitching hour.
Oh, yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. There was more to that story. Crap.
What story?
The throw up story. I don't know what it was.
Well, it's all cleaned up.
It'll come back to me. Yes, it is. Yeah. So that's sad that I missed that.
Yeah. You would have left.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Becca calls and I just remember. Thank you. And she's,
we have that dementia thing coming up.
Yeah, I know. Shut up.
Down the road.
Dude, it's this freaking mead, which is delicious, Ben. So Becca calls and she's going down through, all hyped up, telling me what happened or whatever. And I was like, okay. She's like, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, is she still there? Because she found on the security camera, who had done it. And she's like, yeah, she's sitting at the bar. I said, well, does she look visibly drunk? Because don't serve her anymore. And she's like, I mean, she looks okay. I was like, okay, so what you could do is go up and say, hey, we saw that you threw up on the doors. We looked at the security camera to find out who it was. Are you okay? Like, do you need something? You know what I mean? Just approach her. It was a woman. As being helpful. Like, don't be combative, even though you're super pissed off. And whatever. So I didn't know what happened. I'm in Savannah at this point. So I'm just trying to talk her down off a ledge.
She really wasn't. She really wasn't.
Wasn't off
drunk.
on a ledge?
No, she wasn't drunk.
Oh, the woman.
No,
Oh,
not at
maybe
all.
she just
Like,
said-
not at all. Like, as Carrie asked me, and she's like, blah, 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 talking about it or whatever. And she's like, well, she probably needs to leave. And I was like, Carrie, she's not drunk. I think she just got sick from eating food or something.
Yeah.
Like, because I said, honestly, if she asked me for another beer, I'm probably going to serve her. Like, she wasn't drunk.
Huh. Weird. Okay.
Like they'd come in and like, hung out, and they'd been there for maybe an hour, and she had one beer. Like,
Yeah.
no way. And she was
Okay.
totally, like, talking like me and you right now.
Yeah. All right.
So it was just weird.
It's weird,
People
yeah.
just get sick. You
So-
can't blame alcohol and everything. Okay?
No. It's just typically is involved. That's all.
Typically.
Yeah.
I don't think that time it was.
No.
So, what else we got?
Oh, so back to the tab thing. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
because that story wasn't even in the show notes.
Yeah.
We have a function that if you're at a restaurant, they bring you the bill and you look it over and then you sign something and you write down how much tip it is and whatever. We have that functionality, and if you do that, if you choose a tip on the screen and sign your name and then hit that button, everything that you've done on the screen is ignored. And so I think there's a slight possibility that was happening, and that's why some of the tips were lost. So that's been disabled.
Okay.
Although you just said that it happened last night, so I got to look into
Except
that.
for the inconvenience fee.
Yeah, the inconvenience fee. I love it. I got to write that down.
That's hilarious.
Because we're going to be adding that. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, boss news, in being a boss, an owner, or whatever, I love everyone who works for me. I look out for everyone who works for me. I do my best to make sure that they know what they're doing all the time, and that they can handle their job all the time. I love these two women to death, but there was one day where these two things happened. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me right now.
Gotta love it, man.
Absolutely got to be kidding me. Were you helping with the trash can that day?
I was taking the trash out.
Okay. Somebody else was next to her, and maybe, I don't know who it was. I don't want to name any names because I might be wrong. But Carrie was putting trash bags back into the trash cans. And I have the normal 30-gallon whatever trash cans you get at either
Walmart.
Home Depot, Walmart, whatever it is. And if you ever had one of those, you know that 30-gallon trash bags do not fit. They fit height-wise, but they don't fit around the lip. And so I ended up over at Robinson's, and I bought like this case of 60-gallon bags.
Yep.
So they go in great, and they fit around the edge. Everything's great. But I do still have some older, original 30-gallon ones where it's like you got to stretch that hard, and the bag usually tears. Anyway, I'm walking up, and Carrie is trying to put one of these 30-gallon bags onto this thing, and it's not working for her.
No.
It's doable, but it's not easy. I'm not going to lie. And she wanted to know where the trash bags were. And they've been in the same spot they've been since forever.
Since we opened.
Yes. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? They're right over here, right next to where the small bag was that you got, whatever. Yeah. Has it really been that you've never put a trash bag in? That was my question. Like, maybe she hasn't. Maybe you typically empty the trash, and I usually put the bags back in. Mm-hmm. So
I gotta let them air out,
I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt because she probably never ever put bags in this particular trash can. But I was like, come on. So I gave her shit. Then, later that night,
Yep.
Becca, who I love dearly, my daughter, wants to turn the fan on. We have a big ass fan in the tap room, and she doesn't know how to turn it on. It has been here since opening a year and a half ago, and I guess she has never controlled it before. She had no idea where the remote control was, and then once it was in her hands, she was not sure what to do.
I think you just pressed the button that says go.
It says on off.
1, 2,
but
3, 4, 5
yeah.
on off.
Yeah.
Like,
So anyway, and there's been other little nuancy things like that where my training, I guess, has fallen through the cracks where, I just don't know, or I don't know. Just this weekend, Carrie was looking for some things that were where you would expect them to be, and she didn't see them. It's all fine. I'd like busting on her. I wasn't super stressed, so I wasn't frustrated or pissed. But I'll give her hell about it anyway. That's just what we do. Did you know that we're influencers now?
Whoa.
Yes.
Say that one more time.
Influencers.
Influencers.
Yes, we're influencers.
I did know that.
You did?
By reading the notes.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. So our Macon Beer Fest episode, when Thomas and I went to Macon Beer Fest, we stayed in an Airbnb, and somebody next to us was the sister of the woman that runs Sweet Maddie's Cookies on Demand, and so we mentioned that on the podcast. Guess what?
Now they're in stores.
They are in stores now.
Really?
Legit.
Can you believe that?
They have like an end cap. Yes, I saw it on their story. I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So y'all, if you want your product to be super famous, let us know, and we'll mention it on the air, and you will be in stores.
Guaranteed.
Because, oh, don't say that.
Yeah.
Lawyers.
Only $9,999 down.
That's right. Yeah. Give or take.
Give or take. And we'll guarantee it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, our podcast is big time now. So maybe we'll hit her up for a sponsorship.
Yeah, right? That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You know, we're the only reason why you made it into one of these stores.
That's right. It's us. It's us. We have a Satsuma beer juice update.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to take another sip. So do you remember when I was going to juice those?
Yes.
When I was going to do the SAT GPT, and you gave an over-under for the number of gallons that I was going to get.
Yep.
Well, I am sad to admit that you were correct.
Really?
Yes, there were over 3 gallons of juice that came out of 95 Satsumas.
Yeah.
So, well done.
Very good.
Yep. That was an interesting process. But
the beer's great.
the beer is very great.
Everybody likes it. It's popular.
It is. I guess
down
that's
to- we're
the
down to
SAT
2 kegs.
GPT update is that the beer just is very solid. It's really good.
We only have 2 kegs left, so
Yeah. Oh, really?
I have time to figure it out.
Dude, we went through.
I went through
so
like
much
6
beer.
kegs
I'm
last
not going to
night.
have an Irish Red for St. Patty's Day. unless
Oh, I got a
take it
bone to
off.
pick with you, by the way.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So last night,
Pick away.
as busy as could be, what did we go through? I'm just going to ask you a couple preliminary questions that I already know the answer to, John.
Okay.
What beer did we go through the most of?
Go through the most of.
Yep.
Probably Rusted Nut.
No. How much beer do we actively go through the most of on a regular day-to-day basis?
Outlaw?
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. We have
Yes.
a winner.
Yes.
So,
Which is our light lager.
which we are the number one consumer.
Which we are. Yes, I'll talk about that. Go ahead. Yeah, that's another story. Dude, we're never going to end this podcast.
I know.
What are you doing this afternoon?
Yeah, I know.
Still
literally.
here.
So that would, if that's the most beer we use, why in the fuck, John, would you put Outlaw in the far back corner of the fucking cooler? So last night, there's got to be 30 people in line. Like right at the peak,
Oh, shit.
blows Outlaw. Hannah, what just happened? No idea. Clueless. I'm like,
Hannah's pouring it?
Yeah. You know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I just broke something. No. I'm like, let me go change the keg. I go in there. I'm like, I'm looking
shit.
at everyone. I'm like,
And it
oh,
was
fuck. I
behind.
said,
It
we're
was
out of Outlaw.
behind 2 other stacked kegs.
Yeah. So then I had to make room, wheel the keg jockey because it was stacked. And I said, you know what? Fuck this. So I just picked up the keg off like the second tier
Did
keg.
you really?
And walked it all the way over because I didn't have time. Like, and I was like trying to get the hose to reach.
so
I'm
sorry,
like,
yeah.
I'm untangling it, trying to get it to go over there. Bro, I was about 6 inches short. Okay.
Story of my
I
life.
know, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm literally like,
I got to get a
'cause
camera in the walk.
Hannah's like half in the walk, and she goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Not really. John needs to move his shit." And I'm like trying to wedge through the keg jockey because
Yes.
right before
It's
that I had to
crowded as hell
pull
in
Rusted Nut over from the far other side too.
Yeah.
To where it was. So like I had the Rusted Nut still on the keg jockey, like as we speak.
is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
like I didn't even lower it. Like
it?
it was,
Okay.
Like I lowered it like this far off the ground. Like obviously I know how gravity works, but
All right.
dude.
Sorry, man.
No, it was just funny.
No,
In the moment, it was
clearly
it was
we'll
fun,
add that
it
to
was annoying,
prepared,
but-
not prepared.
Yeah.
I was prepared because I had the beer. Not prepared because it was in the wrong spot.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll move it. It's fine. So I just lifted it up.
Yeah. Well, thank you for not dropping it on the ground.
Oh, I dropped that thing right on the ground. No, I'm
Like-
just joking. I'm not sitting distributors.
So I got a phone call this week. An awesome, very cool phone call from Chris from Outlaw.
Yeah.
Yes. And he wanted to thank us because we are the top account in Georgia for Outlaw.
Really?
Yes.
Which is everywhere now.
It is everywhere, yes. So they have an Atlanta warehouse, a Savannah warehouse, and I want to say like Waycross
Waycross,
or
yeah.
something like that is their third warehouse. And yeah, so he wanted to call because the Savannah warehouse orders more Outlaw than the other two, than the Atlanta warehouse, which is ginormous. And so he contacted them and looked up the account to just see why they order so much, and we were the top ones. And so that's pretty cool. But that just means we have a long way to bring Jessup up to craft beer. So Outlaw comes from Tivoli Brewery in Colorado. It's a light lager. I can get it cheaper than I can make it. That's why we serve it. It's a solid beer. It's fantastic.
great.
Really, really good light
And everybody
lager.
likes it.
You can drink it all day without getting hammered. It's one of those lawnmower beers where you just finish yard work and you come in and pour an Outlaw. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. And so during the course of the conversation, I said, "Do you have another distributor other than Savannah Distributors?" And he was like, "No. Why? Do you need another distributor?" And I said, "I would love another distributor because they are a bunch of clowns." And more on that, I was supposed to get 3 kegs of Outlaw and a keg of Tropicalia because we don't have an IPA on tap right now. And that's Creature Comforts, another Georgia brewery. They're huge, but it's still another Georgia brewery. And that was supposed to come 2 Fridays ago.
Yep.
And it never showed up. I texted my rep around 3 o'clock and didn't hear anything back. I called him at 5:30, and he was like, "No, it should have been there. Let me contact the
Yeah.
drivers." And so he contacts the drivers. He calls me back. He's like, "It looks like it wasn't on the truck. We can have, I can probably have it there Monday for you. I can bring it over. I'll go pick it up and bring it over." And I was like, I'm not saying his name. "Dude, I ordered 4 kegs of beer. You're going to put those in your car and bring them to me?"
In your Prius?
So anyway, he's like, "Yeah, well, I want to get you the whatever." And I was like, I don't know that you're going to be able to do that. It's 4 kegs of beer, and I have 4 or 5 empties going back. So, unless you have a truck, which then is going to be in a bed of a pickup truck in the sun, and it's going to be whatever.
They'll probably drop it off
Long
the
story
tailgate,
short,
too.
the beer ended showing up on Tuesday from, a Savannah Distributors truck. Most times they drop the kegs out the back of the truck onto the concrete. And I know damn well every damn listener listening to this has shaken up a beer in the past and tried to open it. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what freaking happens, because we had one that they did that to and that we had to tap that night.
Yep.
And all of my servers were pissed off because I had to pour pitchers of beer and let the head settle down.
So you explained all this to the guy.
So I'm explaining it. I'm trying not to get hyped because I'm not mad at him, but I am
frustrated with the,
super
with
frustrated.
The,
Yes.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Wow." He says, "I used to work for a bar, and we had a distributor that would do that, and we raised hell as well. I'm really sorry that's happening, especially to our beer." He's like, "That's really funny because, the warehouse guys are really respectful. When we're there, they understand the beer, that's got to be cold and, all this sort of stuff." So he says, I have the ear of my GM, who has the ear of their head. He's like, is there any way I can reconcile this relationship?" And I said, "Honestly, I don't know. I want to carry your beer."
Right.
But I told him we are done. Like, I am not ordering anything else from him. As soon as his beer is gone, he can come pick up his empties, pay me my balance, and that is it. And he is dead to me, basically. And you were here when I called and reamed him out, right? Or
Yes,
did I just tell
yes,
you?
I was here.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. So, this is 2025, John. I'm tired of putting up with people's shit. So just beware, y'all. So anyway, he was like, well, let me make some calls. I'm actually going to be in Savannah, next week. I don't know if I'm going to make it down to Jessup because it's about an hour and a half. I'm half tempted to find out the day he's going to be there and go up for a come to Jesus moment with them. I understand I'm not giving them thousands and thousands of dollars a week.
Yeah.
But like their supply to my brewery is important.
Right.
And if it's going to continue to be, I don't need that frustration, right? Like I will pay the extra money to brew a light lager that people like to save that frustration, because it's every time I order, I'm frustrated. They always forget something, or they drop the kegs, and it's late, or they don't show up. It's ridiculous. So anyway, that was that phone call. That wasn't on the show notes either.
Yeah, they can fix it. That guy can fix it.
Oh, I'm sure he can.
Yeah.
I'm sure
your biggest, if you're listening, your biggest suppliers or your consumers over here. We need some merch.
Yes, we do need some
outlaw merch would be the coolest thing in the world.
Right. I need to remember to text him.
Yeah, we need those big old limited edition golden shovel pickaxe handles. 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of them.
Okay.
My shirts too.
2 of them. All right.
Those
Chris.
things are cool, are they not?
They're
like
cool,
they're
yeah.
like, and I think it would be a big eye catch. People walking in and be like, "Damn, what is that?" Because
Yeah.
normally it's just a Tivoli. We just have a white.
Right, it's
Tivoli
just a
handle,
white, yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah. Yeah. So Hops brought in a bird to the brewery.
Yes, I was there for that.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have 2 cats, Hops and Barley. And Hops is also known as Floor Kitty by some customers, because I discovered her in the floor of the building. We're on piers. We're a foot and a half off the ground. And she somehow got under the building as was meowing. I pulled up part of the floor and cared for her, and now she's my pet. Anyway, she brought me a bird. And
Nice.
dropped it right in front of the musician that was setting up, and she was all sorts of proud. And I know cats do that as a sign of love and appreciation.
She definitely pulled that bird out of one of the trees right outside the
No
brewery.
doubt, no doubt.
But I mean, like, you weren't here for a week. You were, I think, in Massachusetts or somewhere.
Yeah, right.
And she had caught. I mean, like, you ever seen the movie The Bug's Life?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like the cartoon animated
Yes,
thing,
yes.
which is surprising
Yeah.
because you don't normally watch movies.
No, but I had kids.
Do you remember the big mean grasshopper?
Yes.
Okay, she brought him in, like literally same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this thing was huge, and she was playing with it, and I'm like, I didn't really want to take it from her, but it was like right in the middle of the tap room. So I like, come on, and I slid it underneath one of the carts you have down there, and then I'm like, okay, well, she'll play with it under here, no one will notice, it won't be a big deal, because the first woman that walks in is gonna be like, oh my god, look at that thing! I mean,
It was huge. It was huge. Yeah.
So I slid underneath there. 30 seconds later, she's got it out in her mouth in the tap room. I'm like, dude, come on. So I had to take it and throw it away because
It was, honestly, like, no exaggeration. It was like the size of a praying mantis.
The thing was huge.
Yeah, it was probably as long as this 4-ounce taster.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you would have put him in here, his head would have been sticking out.
Yeah. Honestly, like, for real, y'all,
Yeah.
it was big. It was big. So, yeah, fast forward a week or whatever, and she brings a bird.
Yes.
And I understand the connection, I guess, when cats do that. So I knelt down, I petted her. I was like, "Thank you very much, Hops. That was really nice. I'm being all nice." And I look over to the bar, and I'm like, "Give me a paper towel, please." And so I grabbed it and took it out back, and that was that. But yeah, that was fun.
Cigarettes and masks.
It was a super, super busy
I'm
night.
literally reading it. And I'm like, what is this?
I know. So it was a super busy night. And Becca and I joke, neither of us smoke cigarettes.
Although Becca,
Maybe on rare occasions.
Becca wishes she did.
Yes,
some nights.
yes. Becca wishes more than whatever. But it was super busy. And it was like a kind of a nice night out. And she's like, I need a cigarette. And I was like, 100%, man. I could use one too because my nerves are going crazy. And so then she talks about how she thought she had some in the car. And I was like, oh, all right, well, cool. Yeah, we'll do it. I'll cough up a lung. It's fine.
Yeah.
And she comes back. She's like, oh, no, there were masks. And I was like, oh, why do you have masks in your car? And she's like, well, because we're going to Boston. And I was like, oh, we still have to wear masks in Boston? Now, back up to COVID. Georgia was like, COVID what? And Boston was very, very adamant about mask wearing during that whole thing. So I'm thinking there was a resurgence or something, and we had to wear masks, the COVID masks up there or whatever. So that's my mindset. And I am like talking to her as if like we have to wear these masks in Boston as a have to. And she's like, no, you don't have to. I'm just taking them up and, we'll do them. And I was like, what? So she was talking about a facial mask that the ladies were going to do because we're going up there to visit. And,
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh. It was, that was a riot. So that was pretty funny, but never did get a cigarette that night at all.
Yeah.
But you probably could have used a cigarette because you went hunting.
Yeah.
We had
we broke the steering
some more issues.
all the way in the middle of the river. Had to disconnect the entire steering. Like, Carrie's freaking out by now. She didn't want to admit it.
Who all was in the boat?
It was me, Carrie, and Mac.
Okay.
And this is like the last week of hunting season. And I was like, okay.
This is only like the second time she went with you, or
No, she's been there. This was like the 10th.
oh, okay.
She's all the time.
All right.
And she's freaking out a little bit because the steering, it just falls forward and doesn't do anything. And I'm like, okay, so how are we gonna fix this? So we literally had to disconnect the entire steering, and I'm driving the boat in the front with the throttle, and I have Mac back there turning the motor by hand. It's the funniest thing. It's hilarious all the way back.
So you just
lifted all the way back.
Are you spotting? Is that what you were doing up front?
I was with the throttle.
With the
He
throttle.
couldn't
Okay.
control anything but left and right.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, Mac, you ever drove a boat before? And he goes, I'm like, well, you're about to learn today.
You're going to learn today.
Yeah.
That's right.
I said, I'm gonna go slow. If I go faster, you let me know. And he's like, you go faster. We got up and we're cruising. He's back there like,
Nice.
It was the most like fucked up shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It was funny though.
That's awesome. And it's all fixed now?
No, I didn't have time to do anything.
Oh, it is fixed.
I got the part sitting there. You got to put it in.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm remembering videos when you got the motor back.
You need a houseboat day.
I do need a houseboat day. Oh, yeah, houseboat weekend.
Yeah.
Yes. On the flip side of hunting,
Yes.
although it was probably cold, it freaking snowed in Jessup, man.
It did, and I couldn't believe how much it actually snowed. I feel like we got more snow in the county than you guys got here in the city.
You absolutely did, yes.
Yes.
So I'm from upstate New York originally, lived in Pennsylvania, and then moved down here. So I'm kind of over snow. And it was super neat and cute, I guess, to see and, the excitement of everybody down here because it snowed and I'm getting Snapchats of kayaks behind four-wheelers with you guys and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I get a text, hey, come on over for the snow shenanigans. And I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Nope, I'm good.
I'm good. So I didn't go anywhere.
Take a dip in the pool.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. But yeah, I didn't go anywhere. But I was over at a friend's house, and they were like, "Do you want a beer?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So poured me a beer, and it was a dark beer, and I'm tasting it, and it's a porter, and I look over, and I was like, "This is a really good beer.
Yeah.
Who makes this?" She goes, "You dumbass." And so she had a crowler of
our beer.
my porter.
Really?
Yes, and poured it for me. Yes. So if I drink it off the tap and I'm here, I'm like, yeah, it's it's fine, it's good.
Yeah, but coming from somewhere you
But like
don't
when
know
I
what it
have
is.
no idea, I was like, wow, I might actually brew good beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I was really honestly surprised.
Like
It
I
was
always
good.
See, I had this. It was just weird that you said that because I had the same thought last night. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I'm behind the bar. I've really tried all the beers here, and you drink a beer from here. You know what it is. You're pouring it, whatever. I got it. But what is it like for the people on the other side of the bar that come in here to order a beer and they think this is like,
I mean, like
it's a different. It feels different working here and drinking the beer,
Yes.
rather than being a patron and drinking the beer.
absolutely.
So
yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
thought about that last night, which is kind of weird that you said that. So
Yeah. And the same for me for appreciation of this place.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm here all the time.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to see it the way customers see it.
Sure.
Right. But on the beer front, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back because I am my own worst critic and I could tell you something wrong with every freaking beer that I have and what I would do different. I think I have very good beer. I don't think I have outstanding beer. And that is because I'm spread too thin. And there's too much going on. Nothing here. Well, there's a couple things here that are outstanding. But, this is a whole existential crisis thing that I'm going through right now about making everything outstanding but not having the time to do it. But anyway, so people come here and they'll try a beer and like, this is fantastic. Like, this is honestly the best beer that I've ever had. You know what I mean? They tell me this. And I'm like, okay, cool. Great. Thank you. Like, I don't take compliments well anyway. But like, I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
On a level, like, I don't believe you. I'm like, is this really the best thing that you ever drank? Really?
Right.
And so it's difficult for me. So when I was there, removed from the brewery, had no idea what I was drinking. I was like, this is really good. It was 100% not objective at all because, if had I known it was mine, I probably would have put on that filter and been like, yeah, this is all right. This is pretty good. So yeah, it was kind of cool. So maybe I do actually brew good beer.
Maybe we actually do brew good beer.
Yeah. So what's the deal with the dice?
All right, listen, no more dice on the goddamn bar. I'll tell you that much right now.
Where did they come from?
I have no. Well, probably one of your
game on the game show.
Yeah, probably one of your games that people don't take care of. Another one of those. So up front one night, it's probably close to close, and 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. There's like 5 or 6 dice sitting on the bar, and these guys come up and they're rolling it, and they're like, "Oh, look at that! I got a Yahtzee. That mean I get a free beer?" And I'm like, "No." I just look at them weird. They like expect it. They're like, "Well, I rolled a Yahtzee. I get a free beer." Weird enough, they finally leave. Didn't think anything else about the dice sitting up there. Come back, another group of people walk up, rolling dice. Does that mean I get a free beer? What the fuck is all that about? So if someone knows something that I don't know, what is dice on a bar
somewhere?
mean? Like, I don't. So please don't leave the dice from the games in the bar. Please put them back in the appropriate boxes.
I mean, put all the damn pieces back in the boxes.
Unless it's Battleship, you can just leave those all over the floor for John.
Battleship is gone. I threw that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy you one and put it there on the shelf, and you'll never know.
Shove that up your ass sideways, man. Yeah. So
another funny story.
Yes, okay, hit me.
So we had just got pool tables.
Yes,
the
we
only
have
place
two
downtown.
absolutely beautiful diamond pool tables.
Yes, I think they're doing very well. People
They
are
are.
coming over playing. Everybody's enjoying it.
Yep.
So we haven't quite figured out yet. I guess the real dangers of pool in a brewery. We finally got a little glimpse of that last week.
Yep, we did.
Which
isn't what you would expect.
So there's
You
some
would
people
expect.
over there.
I'm sorry. You would expect a ball flying off hitting a window.
Yeah, which hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. Yes.
So this lady had ordered like a seltzer in one of the hurricane glasses or whatever, and you know how the hurricane glasses are like this tulip style glass, and then it's got the long,
little
base,
stem and the
little
base.
stem and yeah. So they're over there playing pool, and like mind you, they've been over there 5 minutes. They're not drunk. They've had one drink, and she comes over and hands me back this glass, and it's missing the entire base. And I'm like, "Did you drop it? What happened?" She goes, "Honestly, you're never gonna believe this." And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Someone was. I'm not even playing pool. I'm just standing over there, and I was looking at the touch tunes, and I was holding my glass, and I turned around, and a cue ball come off the table, hit the bottom of the glass, broke the bottom of the glass. She looked at it, looked at the ball, and continued drinking her seltzer.
Like a champ.
She says, "Sorry about the glass." I'm like, "This is hilarious."
That's awesome. We should have kept it.
I know. We didn't keep it.
I don't think. I don't know where it is. If we did,
I don't know, but
probably
it's
got pitched.
hilarious.
I did find the base of it.
Did you?
I did.
Was it in one piece?
It was. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, not a whole lot of the stem part, but
but the whole base was-
circle base.
yeah.
Yeah. It
That's
was.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Ridiculous. But the pool tables are doing well. Darts is doing great. Touch Tunes is doing great. So I'm looking forward to them coming to see how much money I made.
Yeah.
Off of all that. It'd be exciting.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yep. I'm gonna sneeze.
You've been saying that for 45 minutes.
I know, but it's just it just hit me. All right. So the tip ordeal from last episode.
Yes.
It was $160
Yes.
bill
Yep.
with 0 tip.
Yep.
They've come back
And they have tipped.
and they did tip.
So, Was it an accident of drunkenness? Or did they listen and tip now?
I don't know.
I honestly think it was an accident.
Did we talk
to be
about
honest
the
with you.
friends and their reaction the following week?
They were really
So we
puzzled.
did that. We aired the episode.
Yeah.
And they heard that this happened, and they came in and they're like, "Is it this? Is it somebody in our group? Is it this? I'm gonna. What do you say? I'm not gonna be friends."
Yeah, we're not gonna be friends anymore. We don't deal with that. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And we wouldn't tell them
no,
who it was.
No. I mean, I'm sure they made assumptions, but I think it was honestly just a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't really think it was malicious at any point.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead because since that whole first ordeal, they've been back like 4 or 5 times, and there's been a tip every time. So
Okay.
I would assume that it was just an accident, which is okay.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen. It's okay.
Okay.
So I thought it was kind of funny.
That's all good. Yeah. Tips, man.
Yeah, because the whole friend group, I'm not even going to start with what friend group it is, but they're walking around the bar at night. Make sure you fucking tip your bartenders.
It was
To everybody, just random people.
Yeah, make sure you
like,
tip
there
them,
could be
yeah.
people walking down the side of the road, and they're like, make sure you tip the bartenders. We're not even eating here. Okay, it doesn't matter. Tip them still.
Yeah.
That's
doubt.
funny stuff. No, you got to love some of the customers. Some of them are just so great. I mean,
They are. They make it worthwhile.
They really do. There's
Yeah.
there's a select few that I'm like, yeah, I actually enjoy sitting here talking to you, unlike some of the other people that come in here and they're just annoying as shit.
Yeah.
So,
Music.
yeah, we have a lot of music. Not like we have a lot this episode, but we have a lot for the future.
Yeah. So I was over at the gym. It was rare. I haven't been to the gym to work out in a long time, but I'm working out, and this song comes on in some rando playlist, and I was like, "Who the hell is that?" And I look, and it's a group called Blackstone Cherry. And I don't know if you know these guys, but they're like Soundgarden crossfade Nickelback with a slathering of Shinedown, Theory of a Dead Man, and Three Doors Down that whipped up Southern grunge. And I don't know if Southern grunge is a genre, but it is now.
Let me explain something to you. That was a lot you just said.
It is a lot.
You've cross-referenced a whole lot of bands.
This is divorced dad's wet dream of a band.
Wow. Very descriptive.
Absolutely. Sorry if that was gross. But, like, I'm serious. I am absolutely serious. These guys, man.
Great.
Yes. Almost every one of their songs is a banger.
Okay.
Not going to lie.
I'll have to do a little bit more research on them and listen to some
Absolutely.
more than just one song.
So good. And so it was one of those things where I was so amped listening to them that I listened to them for the next couple days straight. And I was like, I wonder if they tour. And they're actually up, I think, in Athens this month.
Really?
I'm super tempted to go.
Are you really?
Yeah, but I don't want to pay the money and drive up there and spend the night and do the
Yeah.
whole thing. So
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to go. But I think it's
We'll save the
mid to
trip for
end of the
NASCAR.
month. What's that?
We'll save the trip for NASCAR,
All right,
right?
sounds good. Yeah. Yeah. So the conspiracy, we always need to pick a conspiracy.
I know. I got a bunch, but
And
we're
you
gonna go
picked
with
this
these.
one.
I did?
Yeah, I think you put this in there.
I didn't put that in there. You put this in.
I didn't put this in there.
I've never heard that before in my life.
The Michigan Dog Man?
Never.
Dude, I swear you typed it because it was in the wrong spot on the notes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
Do you know what the Dog Man is?
Not a clue. I'm
Should we
reading
just
the
skip
notes
this
on
section?
here. No. I'm reading the notes on here. And kind of sounds like a skinwalker.
Ooh, freaky enough. I was just listening to a podcast about that. Yeah, so basically this Dog Man is a really, really old legend. 1887 in Michigan was the first sighting. And supposedly 7 foot tall, blue-eyed or amber-eyed. I don't know how you would sort of mix those up. Bipedal, canine-like animal with the torso of a man. So I don't know if it's like a dog face. If it looks like Remy jumping up.
Maybe
walking
that's
on
what's
his-
on the can for the
How does-
beer.
That's what I'm wondering.
That Scott brought.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, kind of ties in together.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's Dog Man. But like there's still sightings of this.
Which would revert back to my theory of the national parks and how people, it's meant to keep them in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the dog man might live in the national forest. You know?
It very
Somewhere.
well could
I don't
be.
know.
It like shows up like a 10-year cycle every 10 years that I didn't understand this part. You're a math guy. The Michigan Dogman appears in a 10-year cycle that falls on years ending in 7. So if it's every 10 years and it ends in a 7.
Every 10 years ends in a 7. And it's just in that one spot? Or is it
It's just in Michigan, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, you know anything about Egyptian
Yeah,
gods?
a little bit.
The Anubis,
Uh-huh.
the dog head.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's that.
Oof.
But I don't know if it's like a dog body, like when Remy jumps up and walks.
So
on his
why
back
Michigan,
legs.
though? Like, why did it do, what did it do? Come from
Oh, that I don't
Michigan?
know.
That's a long.
I don't know. Nobody's
Try
stopped
connect
it to
those
interview
dots.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Someone needs to.
It's
And
freaky
let us
though.
know about it.
Absolutely freaky. We have a new segment called Mythbusters. So we have a Rubik's Cube here. We like puzzles. We have a beer puzzle. We have all sorts of things that you can play with. And for the 3x3x3 cube, a couple customers have claimed that there is a single move that you do,
Over
or
and
a
over
single
again.
sequence
Yes.
that you do over and over again, and it will solve the cube.
That is complete bullshit.
Absolute complete bullshit. I have complete bullshit in capital letters.
Yes.
Right here on the notes.
Yeah, I've tried that little thing. Like Carrie showed me when she said, you just do this, this, and this over and over and over again. That's a lie.
It's a lie. Unless you take a solved cube and do that move in reverse and walk over to your friend and be like, look, I can do this. I bet I can solve this in 10 moves. And you do that move
Yeah,
10
let me
times
mess it
and
up
it
first.
solves it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I mean, there's TikToks about this one single move. Complete bullshit.
I like just peeling off the stickers and putting them back.
It's way easier. It's
yeah.
Just pop it apart.
Yeah, just
You can snap it all back together.
Had I
Yeah.
known that as a kid, oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I looked this up just to make sure. And depending on your solution strategy, like there's different ways to solve the cube. There's as little as 4 algorithms. So they call them algorithms, like down, left, right, up, around, whatever. And then there's multiple permutations of each of those. So depending, there might be an algorithm to get like the middle piece on the right over to the top middle, but then you got to flip the algorithm to get the middle piece on the left up to the top middle or down to the bottom or whatever. So there's different permutations of those. So there's like a lot of patterns that you have to learn to solve this. And basically it said, this is on Quora. I actually looked this up. And it's Alexander Aldana. I'll give him credit. He has a BS in applied mathematics from the University of Toledo. Graduated in 2017. He says, the number of algorithms used is different depending on the solution strategy. More algorithms means more efficiency. So it doesn't make much sense to ask how many algorithms are used in solving a Rubik's Cube without specifying a particular solution strategy. The only reason it makes sense to ask that is when you stupidly think there's one. Then you were absolutely wrong. Complete bullshit.
It's kind of crazy that people are studying a fucking Rubik's Cube.
Myth busted.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a mathematical
Like,
dream.
yeah.
I mean, it's phenomenal the different things you can analyze on.
Seen
a
those
Rubik's
like
Cube.
32 by 32 cubes? You know how long
Yes.
they would take to solve?
Yeah, I mean, if you're landing 20 minutes.
20 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
I got him that hex ball one.
Yeah.
It's like 8 sides and it's like
How old is he?
14.
14? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude's
Got him that
a
one.
genius.
Yeah. He's like, I'm like, here, do this, solve this. I messed it all up. No bullshit. First try. 30 minutes later comes back solved. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
We got to give him something better than that. We got to
Yeah.
give him like one of the big ones.
Absolutely crazy. So, lastly, well, we did all the upcoming events. And do you want to end with a dad joke?
Sure.
All right.
What did the corn chip say to the potato chip?
What?
Are you free to lay? I think that's better than your laugh. That's better than your
Or, what one do I want?
Wow. That's rough.
There we go. All right, so that's it for the episode. We're probably going to split this into multiple pieces. It looks like it's been an hour and 47 minutes.
That's just what I
Almost
figured.
2 damn hours. So hopefully we can kick these out a little sooner. But thank you for listening. I think I need to get downstairs and unlock a door.
Yep.
For the band to come get all this shit. All right, y'all.
All right.
Cheers, y'all.
Thank you for listening to the Rock-N-Brews podcast. Come visit us at Union Station Brewing Company, 106 Southwest Broad Street, Jessup, Georgia.
Union Station Brewing Company, craft beer just got better.